Welcome back to your Health Hub. Salt, a cornerstone of flavor, an essential seasoning in every American kitchen, from a hearty Sunday pot roast, a light summer gazpacho, to a crisp pickle spear alongside a sandwich. That captivating salty taste has become an integral part of our culinary identity. But have you ever wondered, behind that familiarity, if there's a price our health is silently paying? The habit of seasoning generously, if not scientifically controlled, could be unintentionally pushing us down a risky path. The short road to serious cardiovascular diseases. Today, we won't just identify the danger. We will dive deeper, analyzing the mechanisms of how excessive salt consumption impacts our heart and blood vessels, and simultaneously offer scientific, practical solutions. Let's explore this together for your own health and the health of your loved ones. Table salt, with its main chemical component sodium chloride, NaCl, plays an undeniable role in many vital bodily functions. Sodium is involved in fluid balance, nerve impulse transmission, and muscle contraction. Chloride is a component of stomach acid, aiding digestion. Our bodies actually only need a very small amount. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, healthy adults should consume less than 5 grams of salt per day, equivalent to about 1 small teaspoon. However, an alarming reality is that the average American diet often exceeds this recommendation by 2 to 3 times. Salt doesn't just come from a shaker on the kitchen counter. It's hidden in countless processed foods, from instant noodles, soy sauce, bouillon cubes, seasoning packets, to enticing street foods or convenient fast food meals. This dense presence makes controlling salt intake a real challenge. So, what are the mechanisms that make excessive salt consumption such a terrible burden on our cardiovascular system? Hypertension, the vicious cycle from sodium. When sodium levels in the blood rise due to high salt intake, the body reacts by retaining more water in the bloodstream to dilute the sodium concentration, aiming to maintain osmotic balance. This directly increases the total volume of blood circulating in the body. Visual aid. 3D graphics simulating blood vessels under increased pressure due to higher blood volume, comparable to an overinflated balloon. Host continues. The heart, acting as a pump, is forced to work at a higher intensity, contracting more forcefully to push this increased blood volume throughout the body, overcoming peripheral resistance, which may also increase. The inevitable result is elevated arterial blood pressure. Imagine if a pump had to constantly operate beyond its design capacity. It would quickly weaken. This process is further complicated by the involvement of the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, RAS, in the kidneys. When there are changes in blood volume and pressure, the RAS can be activated, leading to the production of angiotensin II, an extremely potent vasoconstrictor, and aldosterone, a hormone that retains salt and water, further exacerbating hypertension. Chronic hypertension isn't just a number on a monitor. It's the precursor to a series of devastating cardiovascular events such as stroke, ischemic or hemorrhagic, acute myocardial infarction, heart attack, and congestive heart failure, atherosclerosis, premature aging of blood vessels. Prolonged high blood pressure causes continuous micro-damage to the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of blood vessel walls. This damage creates conditions for bad cholesterol, LDL-C, and inflammatory cells to easily invade, deposit, and form atherosclerotic plaques. Visual aid. Video animation depicting the process of plaque formation, from initial small lesions to significant narrowing of the arterial lumen. Host continues. The vessel walls gradually lose their natural softness and elasticity, becoming hardened and stiff. Arteriosclerosis. The narrowed lumen reduces blood flow to organs, especially the heart, causing coronary artery disease in the brain. More dangerously, these plaques can become unstable, rupture suddenly, triggering the formation of a blood clot, thrombus, at that site, completely obstructing the blood vessel and leading to tragic consequences. Left ventricular hypertrophy, the heart straining to exhaustion. To cope with prolonged increased pressure, the heart muscle, particularly the left ventricle, the main chamber responsible for pumping oxygen-rich blood to the entire body, is forced to work harder. Through an adaptive mechanism, The heart muscle fibers gradually thicken, increasing the muscle mass of the left ventricle. Visual aid: comparison of cross-sectional images of a normal heart and a heart with left ventricular hypertrophy, showing a clearly thickened heart muscle wall. Host continues. Initially, this hypertrophy might help the heart maintain its pumping ability. However, an enlarged heart is not a healthier heart. It becomes stiffer, less flexible, and the chamber may shrink, reducing its blood-holding capacity. The oxygen demand of the hypertrophied heart muscle also increases, while the coronary artery's ability to supply blood may already be limited by atherosclerosis. Over time, this condition leads to heart failure and dangerous arrhythmias, kidney function decline, a destructive vicious cycle. The kidneys are key organs in regulating blood pressure by controlling the body's salt and water levels. A prolonged high-salt diet forces the kidneys to work continuously at high intensity to try to excrete excess sodium. Increased filtration pressure in the glomeruli can gradually damage the functional units of the kidneys, nephrons. Over time, this leads to a decline in kidney function. When kidney function declines, the body's ability to excrete salt and water becomes even less efficient, creating a pathological vicious cycle. Poorly excreted salt causes blood pressure to rise further, and high blood pressure, in turn, causes more severe kidney damage. New stimulation of the sympathetic nervous system. Research shows that high salt consumption can overstimulate the sympathetic nervous system, a part of the autonomic nervous system responsible for the fight or flight response. This stimulation leads to an increased heart rate, peripheral vasoconstriction, and elevated blood pressure, creating an unnecessary additional burden on the cardiovascular system, even when the body is at rest. Our body is a sophisticated machine and always tries to send warning signals when something is wrong. Recognizing these signs early can help us make timely adjustments. Besides obvious manifestations like high blood pressure detected during checkups, listen to these other whispers from your body. Intense and persistent thirst. This is the body's natural response to try to dilute excess sodium in the blood. If you feel dry mouth and thirst even after drinking the recommended amount of water, it could be a sign. Edema, water retention. Salt retains water. High sodium levels cause the body to hold onto more fluid, leading to swelling in the lower extremities, ankles, feet, eyelids, or even slight unexplained weight gain due to water retention. Frequent urination, especially at night. The kidneys have to work harder to try to eliminate excess salt and water, leading you to wake up multiple times during the night to urinate, affecting sleep quality. Changes in taste. Craving saltier foods. When your taste buds get used to high salt concentrations, blander foods will feel tasteless, causing you to season more heavily or seek out intensely flavored foods. Headaches, a feeling of tension in the temples. Changes in circulatory volume and blood pressure can cause dull headaches or an uncomfortable feeling of heaviness in the head. Frequent muscle cramps. Although there are many causes, an electrolyte imbalance due to excess sodium and a deficiency of other minerals like potassium and magnesium can also contribute to muscle cramps. Hearing these analyses, perhaps many of you feel concerned about your eating habits. But don't be too pessimistic. Changing and controlling salt intake is entirely within our capabilities, and it's not complicated or doesn't mean meals have to become bland. Mastering the kitchen. The power of the wise home cook. Reduce salt gradually, step by step. Don't try to drastically cut out all salt at once. This can make you feel uncomfortable and make it hard to stick to. Gradually reduce the amount of salt, fish sauce, soy sauce, seasoning powder, bouillon during cooking. Our taste buds have an amazing ability to adapt. After a while, you'll get used to a less salty taste. Harness the power of natural spices. Nature has gifted us countless spices that can replace salt while still ensuring delicious, flavorful dishes. Befriend onions, garlic, ginger, lemongrass, turmeric, pepper, chili in moderation, and herbs like cilantro, dill, basil, oregano. Fruits with natural acidity like lemon, lime, tomatoes, tamarind are also great helpers. The taste first, season later principle. Abandon the habit of adding salt based on feel or old experience. Always taste the food before deciding if more salt is needed. Prioritize healthy cooking methods: boiling, steaming, pan-searing without oil, baking without excessive salt marinades. Help retain the natural sweetness of food and limit the need for much salt to create flavor. Minimize salty stews, braises, and salt-roasted dishes. Becoming a smart consumer, decoding food labels. When shopping for packaged, processed foods, make it a habit to carefully read the nutrition label. Pay attention to the sodium content per serving. Prioritize products labeled low sodium, reduced sodium, or no added salt. Beware of hidden salt. Sodium isn't just in table salt. It's also present under other names like monosodium glutamate, MSG, sodium benzoate, sodium nitrite, sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. Recognize these hidden culprits. The art of dipping sauces, just enough to enhance flavor. Minimize the use of concentrated dipping sauces like full-strength soy sauce, ketchup, or industrial chili sauces. If needed, dilute them with water, lemon juice, fresh garlic, or fresh chili. Eliminate the habit of having salt and pepper shakers or a bowl of salty dipping sauce readily available on the dining table. When they're not right in front of you, you'll be less inclined to use them. Say no or less often to industrially processed foods. Cold cuts, ham, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, canned fish, canned vegetables, instant noodles, chips, pretzels are often salt reservoirs. Minimize their consumption as much as possible or use them as a very small part of a meal. Eating out smartly. Still delicious, still healthy. When eating at restaurants, don't hesitate to ask the chef to reduce the amount of salt or salty seasonings in your dish. Prioritize simply prepared dishes like salads. Ask for dressing on the side. Steamed or grilled items without heavy sauces. Avoid soups, stews, and braises that appear heavily seasoned. New. Boost potassium, sodium's natural counterpart. Potassium is an important mineral that helps the body excrete some sodium and relaxes blood vessel walls, thereby helping to control blood pressure. Add potassium-rich foods to your daily diet, such as bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, tomatoes, avocados, beans, and yogurt. Note: individuals with kidney disease should consult their doctor about appropriate potassium intake. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey to protect our hearts from the silent killer known as high salt intake requires understanding, perseverance, and conscious changes in our daily habits. Reducing salt consumption is not just medical advice. It's a commitment to our own health and future. Every gram of salt reduced is a step closer to a healthier heart, resilient blood vessels, and a higher quality of life. Remember, the power to change lies within your own kitchen and your choices. Don't let the fleeting taste of salt overshadow the lasting sweetness of a healthy and joyful life. If the in-depth analysis and practical advice in this video have brought value to you, please spread this message by sharing the video with your relatives and friends. Don't forget to hit the like button and especially subscribe to your Health Hub to stay updated with the latest medical information and comprehensive healthcare solutions. Wishing you and your family abundant health, a strong heart, and a truly meaningful life. Thank you sincerely for watching, and see you in the next program.